What's going on YouTube? My name is Mr. Crippled, and today I'm going to be bringing you 3 different builds that you should try on Sun Wukong. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you'd like to keep up with any future content, we'll be leaving a link to my Twitch and my Discord in the description below. Now, Sun Wukong has 2 different scaling types. He has strength and intelligence scaling, and how his intelligence scaling works is that the more intelligence you have, the farther your 1 and the farther your 2 will reach. And at the tips of those abilities, or in the secondary part of the ability, so if you look at the one right now, there's a little line splitting them off, indicating where it'll get more intelligence scaling. And the secondary part, the part that's farther away from you, is the part that scales more with intelligence scaling. So, for you people out there trying to play some Wukong mid or play him as a poke god in solo, here's a good build that you can go with. Here's a good build that you can go with. So first and foremost, I recommend getting Archmage's Gem. You're gonna need this for the clear. You can go a card like Sands of Time to get more poke going and to get better cooldowns early because of the first card that you're going to be going. But Conduit Gem just gives you way more damage and poke potential. Plus, this basically lets you insta clear the wave with your 1, and then save your 2 and your 3 for engagements. Okay, so Archmage's Gem is probably gonna be the better option, and then you're just gonna build him like a standard mage. So cards like Doom Orb. Then you want to go into a card like Spirit Desolation, and then you're going to want to go into Chronos Pendant, into Ratatahooty. This is basically the universal mage build right now. If you want more sustain, say if you're going for a solo build, then you could possibly go replace a card with Soul Gem. So instead the build path would be something like, it would be Doom Orb, it would be Soul Gem, and then it would be Chronos Pendant, and then into Ratatahooty. That way you just get a lot of burst and a little bit of sustain along with it. You can go a card like Bloodbound Book that gives you a little bit more lifesteal, and it does give you a health shield based off of your current int scaling. But honestly, Bloodbound Book has fell off just a little bit. I don't think it's a bad card, but it's not as strong as it used to be. So take that with a grain of salt, because the last 2 cards you're going to need is going to be Pen. So you're going to grab an Obsidian Shard right around here. And then your final card is going to be up to you. If you want to kill the tanks more, you should go Soul Reaver. If you want more CDR, then Cosmic Horror is definitely going to be the way to go. But this is a general build that you can go for if you want to do a more poke mage. As you can see, still does plenty of damage from this far range. And you can basically one-shot somebody. The only thing that I may recommend replacing with Cosmic Horror is probably a Polynomicon. At the end of the day, doing his combo properly and being able to be aggressive with him, you're gonna need to close distance at some point. So having that extra proc off your auto is going to make the difference between you killing somebody and them probably getting away from you. And just to showcase it just a little bit, just to kind of prove my point, is that if you go Loki, right? Let's say you're fighting into a Loki. Sell this card, and you go Cosmic Horror. You'll be able to poke at him more and do really good damage to him still. But as you can see, he still lives. But if you go with something like Nomicon dead,
your middle tower is under attack.
kill him. So it shortens your time to kill. If you have to go in, if you absolutely have to go in, you're trying to confirm a kill. Polynomicon is probably going to be one of the better in-slot cards. But that's the mage build. Let's go ahead and move on to the second one. The second build I wanted to go over is a go-to solo build that I usually run. It's a pretty universal build. First card is going to be Bluestone Brooch. And then the first card you want to build is either going to be Serrated for the damage it sustain, or it's going to be Pendulum Blade for the cooldowns. In most cases, you're probably going to end up going Serrated Edge, because Sun Wukong's only weakness is that he doesn't have any lifesteal in his kit. And so playing into gods like Mordred or somebody with very heavy sustain is going to be very difficult for him to fight into. So having some kind of card that's going to help bolster your own lifesteal is going to be nice. Just keep in mind, if you're going to try to get into a sustained battle, you're probably not going to win it. So in other cases, you're probably safer going Pendulum Blade. If you really want to sustain with the defenses and you're into somebody with physical damage or is a physical DPS, then Shield of the Phoenix is also a really good start because it gives you cooldowns, it gives you health, and it gives you some type of lifesteal. But keep in mind, your clear is probably not going to be the absolute strongest for somebody going a damage start, so keep that in mind. For me, I like going Serrated right now. The extra damage you get from this is just really nice, and Serrated is still a very busted card. But once you do go Serrated, doesn't matter who you're going into, a Shield of the Phoenix here is going to work wonders. Once you get this card on, then you want to slap on your universal defensive item, which is going to be Spirit Robe. Spirit Robe is a very powerful tank item right now because every time you get hit by CC, not only do you gain 40 of each protections, but you heal for 6% of your health over that 6 seconds as well. So it's just another form of sustain and makes him a lot harder to kill once he drops below a certain threshold. From here, I like building these two cards in conjunction with each other. I like going Freya's Tears into Draconic Scale. Draconic Scale gives you more health, gives you more protections, and both these cards together is going to give you... you gain 50% protections from this, and then you also gain bonus protections against the person that's hitting you. So both these cards together is already going to put you at about 3,000 health at level 20, and then a little over 120 or 130 of each protections just from this these two cards alone, making it to where your last card can be a flex spot. So if the enemy team has a lot of healing and your tank didn't build anti-heal, you're great going Ruinous Ankh here. You can also go Triton's Conch to basically give your entire team more strength and intelligence, and this will also help increase the range on your on your 1 and your 2, and this directly affects you the most because it gives you strength and intelligence. That way you can get more range. So this is also a really nice card on him. Oni Hunter's Garb is another one of those cards that is amazing for him and for most tanks because you're going to be the primary person diving, so getting any amount of damage mitigation you can is going to be very beneficial. Plus, it also gives you a good amount of magical defense as well. But this is a pretty universal build that you can get away with. You could go anti-heal at any point in this build, or replace Serrated Edge late game with another tank item if you need to. That way you can frontline better. But in all honesty, you're probably not gonna really need it. Probably not gonna really need anti-heal. But this is the second build, and let's go ahead and move on to the last build that I want to give you guys is the jungle build that I think is really fun. Is it optimal? Absolutely not, but it does hit really, really hard and gives you a little bit of the best of both worlds, giving you plenty of physical strength for those up-close fights and giving you a lot of reach for your 1 and your 2 in case you need to chase somebody down. So, obviously, the first card you're going to go is Bombus Hammer. This is the best in slot because it's going to proc well with your Hydra's Lament and your Polynomicon. The next card is going to be Transcendence. Transcendence just stacks faster than Book of Thoth, plus your autos are only strength-based. So having more, basically having this is going to help you do a little bit more damage if you need to auto somebody down. And then you're going to be building Book of Thoth next, and then straight into Hydra's Lament or Polynomicon in either order that you want. If you want the more long-range poke off of this, then you want to go Polynomicon and then Hydra's Lament. If you want the more up-close damage, then you go vice versa. The last two cards you're going to be building is, again, going to be based off of whether or not you want more. If you're going to be playing more for the poke or if you're going to be playing more for the close range. I like going in, so I go Titan's Bane Heartseeker. But if you want to play back more and just poke more, which is probably going to be better in the long run, if you're not if you don't need to be the primary person engaging, then Obsidian Shard into Soul Reaver is also a really good secondary. Why I like this build so much? Well, if you do it properly, you can basically one-shot somebody. You can basically one-shot somebody if you do it right. And then it lets you poke really safely. It lets you chase down people really well. You still get ults back really quickly. And you get scalings from everything. That way you don't need to worry about picking between the two. Personally, I still do think the full strength build is a little bit better. Just because in most cases you're probably going to be up close anyway. But, you know, everybody wants to go into the intelligence scaling so you get those really long range bonks. But those are 3 builds that I like going. Let me know in the comment section below what build you like running on Sun Wukong right now. Thank you all for watching, and y'all take care.